state of California, right? And also I'll be performing a line.
I'm not exactly understanding what you're saying. You're saying the whole state of California is out, including the area of Lancaster? Hello? What type of modem I have? I'm using Windows XP. So the whole state doesn't have internet access through Verizon right now? Or I don't understand. What areas is it? I mean, you say that it's scheduled. If it was a scheduled maintenance, isn't there a detailed sheet about what's going on, what areas will be affected? Intermittent connection for how long? They scheduled a maintenance and they didn't make an estimated time frame. Seems like they would have posted notes way in advance because this is a scheduled maintenance. So it was on a schedule somewhere, right? A blinking Ethernet light. No, there. You say that I'm in the area that it's affecting, so why would I need to check my modem? I mean, this has to do with the maintenance that's going on, right? So I just want to know about the maintenance, like how long it's gonna take. You know, is there any kind of compensation for this outage? I mean, what's gonna happen there? A maximum of 24 hours, so I might not have internet for a whole day. So if I restart my modem and my computer, I might be able to go back online. But I've already done that a few times before I even called you. I mean, that's kind of standard protocol. I mean, will it help to keep restarting my computer and keep restarting my modem? Or I mean, what are when you say they? The only note that they have posted here. Who are they? Your field engineers. Is there any way to contact your field engineers, or are they just a rogue operation? Or you're just saying standard policy is less than 20, usually it's less than 24 hours, but they didn't, since I can't plan to use the internet now for at least 24 hours according to what you're saying, am I going to be compensated one day? I mean, the billing department is even going to be open? I mean, it's 2 in the morning. 8? That's 6 hours from now before I can get any kind of answer as to whether or not I'm going to be compensated. I mean, I have to wait. Now I've spent an hour and 14 minutes trying to get a hold of you. I got a hold of someone before. There was some kind of phone connection problem, and I thought it was normal policy for you guys to call somebody back, which it hadn't been. We were in the middle of discussing. I was actually asking questions, and then I didn't get a call back. And then when I called back myself, it said whoever had been servicing me, I guess, closed my ticket like it was completed. I was basically in the middle of a sentence and lost connection. It seems like I'm not being treated that well. And, this happened to me one time before where I'd lost internet connection for about 10 or 12 hours, and the tech representative said the same thing to me that you're saying to me now, that, oh, you'll forward the info to the billing department and I'll just call them and they'll take. Why can't you just leave the billing department a note for me that says this customer was affected by our outage in California? It's stated in our thing that we had an outage in California. Could you please compensate him for a day's time? It'd be really nice. You could maybe compensate me for more than one day. I mean, this is kind of unexpected, and I was in the middle of some work on the internet. Okay, so why would I have to follow up call them? Why don't they just take care of it then? You made the note and you send it to them, and they should take care of that. I don't want to take another hour out of my day to get a hold of billing so that I can get one day worth of internet service taken off of my bill. I mean, this is just, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, what else could we do? So we're completely powerless. I understand that even if you gave me to your supervisor, I wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't be able to resolve my internet connection problem, but maybe they'd be able to resolve the customer relations problem I'm having right now with this whole having to call back to the billing department and time that obviously I'm losing, that I pay for, that's not here. I'm not understanding what you're telling me. Could you rephrase it a different way? Could you? Right. So you're gonna escalate. You're gonna put some kind of escalation on the note you're leaving on my account. And then what will that lead to? Maybe And if they don't, I'll have to call back, huh? And waste a whole bunch more of my time. And it goes to another department. And then what do they do with it? And what's the name of that department that it goes to? I'm not understanding the word that you're saying before management. Is it second management? Is that what you're saying? And ticket management group. I got it that time. Okay. So it gets sent, and then they're going to do what? They will provide a resolution. But you don't know what that resolution is, and neither do I. See, I'd like to resolve this now. I mean, they will give me a phone call. I understand you documented it, but obviously you can't do anything with my account. This is a real inefficient system, I think, for your customers. Hello? I'm sorry, I heard some music or something. You've spent a lot of time on the phone with me now, and and I'm just trying to ask some what I think are really simple questions. You were supposed to tell me there was an outage, and I was just supposed to accept that and go away. Or you were supposed to tell me to turn off my modem and turn back on my computer. You probably have a set routine that you go through. I mean, of deleting like internet cookies and stuff like that, delete the files on your Internet Explorer, like all the real basic things. It's like that there really could just be an automated system for. And I'm wondering, do you don't have the information, you don't have the answers to the questions about the dilemmas that are occurring, and you can't do anything about any complaints that are made. So what is the purpose of this number? Why have I called here, and why have I been directed to you? Like intermittent to me means sporadic, like maybe every now and then I'll lose connection, and I won't be able to access the internet for a few minutes. But I've been sitting here on the phone with you, clicking my refresh button on my browser every now and then, and I mean, this whole time that I've been on the phone with you, there's been no connection at all. That's not very intermittent. That's just no connection. So I feel like that's kind of fabricated. That's not exactly true, that statement about intermittent connection. I mean, that I have no connection, and I've had no connection for about an hour and a half now. That's not intermittent. You know what I mean? In my mind. Yeah, I get the same line test results as other people who are affected by this outage, which is not intermittent connectivity. It's an outage, right? So for them to state that, I feel like I'm being lied to. I feel like I'm purposefully being put into a situation where I have to confront a completely innocent person, yourself, with these questions of what's going on, which you don't have access to the information about what's going on. And it seems like maybe the only reason they can get away with it is because they're like Verizon. They're like this huge telephone company, and they just expect me to roll over and just take it, just let them drop my internet connection whenever they want, not tell me when it's going to be up, and not tell me why it's out, and in the meantime give me some really weird little things to play with, like turn on and off my modem, turn on and off my computer, when there's nothing wrong with them. And if you know what I'm saying. So I mean, could you make a note about that maybe in my account, and we could make like art out of my account log. We could like draw pictures in there or something. That might be fun. It's like arts and crafts or something. Do I have any additional complaints? I mean, I think I've covered them all now. I think I've covered most of my complaints. Because if there are any additional ones, I can't think of any right now. I think I've put out a long list of complaints, and I guess that's all of them. What do you mean anything else? I mean, there hasn't been a first thing yet, so anything else would be like preceding the first part. I mean, I knew from the automated message at the opening it said, we are doing, work or maintenance or whatever it is in California. And I was like, California? How can they just say the whole state? I mean, so right away I was like, well, I'm in California. So, I mean, you haven't really And that's my whole point. Is it? What do you mean anything else? I mean, thanks for talking to me. You seem like a nice person. Uh huh. Yeah. Okay. I just, the system is kind of frustrating for me. So, um, have a good night though, and take care. Okay. All right. Bye. What was I supposed to do? What?